Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about something very simple again. Last week we talked about phospholipids, that cell membrane. Today we are talking about collagen, another protein, a peptide that is it's so simple, yet again, often overlooked, something that's critical for tendons and ligaments, even heart valves and so forth. We often think about collagen for hair, skin, and nails, and that is true, but we want to get a little bit deeper than that. Collagen is critical for bone tissue, which I will show you here momentarily. I always think of collagen to help. It's like the skeleton within the skeleton, especially with bone tissue. What happens is we have all these minerals, right? Calcium, magnesium, strontium, so on and so forth, and we need that collagen to hang all of those minerals on. So that's an oversimplification, of course, but think of it that way. Collagen is a great connective, helps with building connective tissue that we so desperately need in our bodies to thrive and survive. So we all know this, of course. Let's get into some of these key ingredients that I've researched today that might help you, again, preserve that knee function, that joint that might be causing you a lot of pain and discomfort. So here we go. And my medical disclaimer, I'll let you read that through at your leisure, of course. And first off, let's just take a step back here and look at clinical applications. So what can collagen from a nutritional supplement standpoint possibly help with? So promotes connective tissue biosynthesis, supports the body's self-repair process for cartilage, tendons, ligaments, fascia, and bone. Really a key thing here is if you're osteopenic or osteoporosis patient out there, something I would encourage you to talk to your doctor about is possibly, consider adding collagen supplementation to your regimen. Again, talk to your doctor about that. Supports joint lubrication and cushioning. We're going to talk very simply about the synovial fluid between the joints and what that is, and we're briefly going to talk about something called hyaluronic acid coming up here in just a few minutes, so stay with me for that. Maintains normal connective tissue inflammatory response. So that's something interesting here. A lot of these anti-inflammatories that I see in the pharmacy that patients are taking, especially like ibuprofen, let's use that as a real common anti-inflammatory. Sometimes those obviously have negative consequences, right? Side effects that are very common that I'm sure you've all heard of, but it can cause GI issues and GI bleeds essentially, right? But it can also cause kidney damage or kidney, maybe damage is a strong word, but dysfunction. And so maybe those aren't the best things long term for us. And I think all of us generally know that taking NSAIDs, anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen long term do potentially have consequences. So maybe collagen might be something that we could use as possibly an alternative for that issue. And then collagen supports normal regeneration, I just mentioned this, of healthy hair, skin, and nails. So for those of you that are looking to just add a little bit more integrity to the nails, to the hair, and to your skin, you might want to consider adding a good supplement of collagen. So Fortigel, Tendaxion, Mobley. So let's get into each one of those. Before we get into those actual ingredients and what those are, I do want to emphasize that our body makes collagen on its own through cells called fibroblasts. And those fibroblasts reside in all of our connective tissue. And so the point here is that yes, our body does make collagen, right? I'm sure if we sat through a physiology course at some point in our time, that our body makes collagen, right? We produce cartilage for our joint tissue and so forth. But as we age, that production goes down. And like I said, I'll share at the end of this video, there are some things that, in my mind, can be detrimental to the production, not just our age, but certain medications that I have seen that, again, I don't have a study to reference, but my gut feeling on this is that some of these, when you look at the mechanisms, we can draw some conclusions here, some issues that might arise from certain medications. I'll put it that way. So I don't want to read too much into that, but stay tuned to the end of this video. So it's the most abundant structural protein found in skin and connective tissues throughout the entire body. So again, when we're looking at a protein, we have to understand that we have to be absorbing proteins efficiently. So again, if you've seen any of my videos on acid reflux, you know that I am a strong proponent of not inhibiting natural protein digestion. What do I mean by that? Is that when we're taking, let's just say, an antacid that, and I'm not going to mention any names, but when we take antacids that block stomach acid production or minimize it, we might have an issue with protein synthesis. So just something to keep in mind there. There's probably some studies that are done out there on this, but I would just caution you, if you are taking medication that is inhibiting digestion in any way, talk to your provider, talk to your doctor about if that medication is possibly causing you to ultimately not produce enough collagen. So sometimes it might be hard to tease those things out, but it's still, I think, worth looking at. There's about 29 different types of collagen, with 90%, here's a key point here, 90% of that being type 1 and type 2 collagen. So when we get into these, we need full spectrum or, multiple different types of collagen in collagen supplementation, I would argue that essentially what you're really looking for, in my opinion, for most patients, I would say is type 1 and type 2. Again, there's always those outliers that might need something more robust, but generally speaking, I would argue most patients need just type 1 and type 2 based on this fact that 90% of our collagen is made up of that type 1, type 2. Within those 29 different types of collagen that have been identified in the body, there are 3 different categories based on fibril generation. We're not going to get too deep into that. Type 1 collagen is found within tendons, ligaments, fascia, skin, bones, organs, heart valves, which I mentioned earlier, and blood vessels. So we definitely need good structural integrity to our tissues so that they operate properly. We all know this, of course. And type 2 collagen is found within 70% of the body's cartilage. So when we're specifically talking about joints, knees, elbows, and so forth, we want to make sure we're getting enough type 2 collagen, either that we're making it right or that we're supplementing with it, possibly if we want to go down that road. And factors that can lead to collagen breakdown. So, our bodies produce this, but what are some factors that will slow down production? Age, of course, lifestyle. What do I mean by that? So if you put more miles on your engine, so to speak, or on your body, on your joint, that might contribute to, you're breaking down, you're not giving your body enough rest and repair time. So just a lifestyle that's, again, a little bit more hard on the parts, on the joints. Injury. So if that can create this constant state of possible inflammation in joint tissue. I've been meeting with a chiropractor, Dr. Injun. I will put a link to his YouTube channel up here in just a moment. But he has taught me that when you look at inflammation in the body, that when he does his work on a specific joint with shockwave, it really helps to get the systemic inflammation down in the body. And then in turn, when he uses his shockwave device, he can really then pinpoint and work better on that specific joint. When systemic inflammation is gone, he has a better opportunity to specifically target just a specific joint inflammation. And then biomechanical instability. So what are we getting at there? So if we have not enough muscle tissue, and if we're just moving around the joint a bit more, and we don't have that good muscle integrity and strength, we're going to put more friction essentially in that joint and wearing that down possibly a little bit quicker. So, all right, so let's take a look at the first ingredient here. That's a patented collagen peptide called Fortigel. And what's the important point that I want to make is that it has 15 published studies. So not all collagen is created equal. And that goes back to that particle size, if you will. So our body has a hard time just digesting protein, or it can have a hard time, I should say, digesting protein. So the smaller that protein is, or that collagen supplement, the easier it is, in theory, to absorb and to assimilate into our own collagen structures. So be aware of that. Fortigel collagen peptide provides concentrated bioactive collagen peptides. It stimulates chondrocytes to produce proteoglycans and type 2 collagen. So it helps assist our body into making more collagen on its own, which I always like to, again, if we're getting to root causes here, what can we do to get our own physiology working at optimal function, is give it the building blocks that it needs to repair itself. So I like that about Fortigel. It is a hydrolyzed product to help reduce molecular weight. What do I mean by that? It's broken down into small molecular weight sizes so that we can actually absorb it, assimilate it, and get it through our GI tract. Because if it's too big, it's just really not going to absorb very effectively. There is a Harvard study. I just mentioned 2 studies here, but the first one here is a randomized, again, the DB is for double blind, and then the PC is for placebo control, showing increased cartilage. And this was through imaging, actually, in a 48-week study. So the one key thing here I want patients to be aware of with collagen supplementation, it can take time. Right, so we can't just build cartilage very quickly. There's not a lot of that. There's not a great blood flow to the cartilage in our joints and tissues, and so it takes time to rebuild some of these things. So just be aware of that. Be patient. Right, don't expect to start taking a collagen supplement. Like today's Friday, and then come back on Monday and say it's not working. Well, collagen supplementation is going to take a lot more time to build up the joint tissue again. So be aware of that. And then there was another study done in 2021, a clinical study of 180 adults found significant joint pain reduction after 12 weeks. So after 3 months, again, you've got to give these collagen supplements some time to work. So be aware of that. The next ingredient that I want to look at is something called hyaluronic acid. I'm sure a lot of you out there have heard of hyaluronic acid. It's in a lot of cosmetics. It helps. Basically, think of hyaluronic acid as an ingredient that attracts water. And that's essentially what it does. It pulls water into wherever it is. And so that's why it's nice for cosmetics. It helps to reduce fine lines and wrinkles because it brings more moisture back into our skin, especially when we're rubbing hyaluronic acid on our skin. It can help reduce that fine line and wrinkle issue. It's easily absorbed, so no issues there, unlike the Fortigel that I just talked about. It does also contain small parts of collagen and polysaccharides. We'll talk about that. It upregulates, here's an interesting point, upregulates synoviocytes to support synovial fluid. Why is that important? Well, synovial fluid, think of it as, again, that sponge between the joints as well that acts as a shock absorber. So that is a fascinating fact about hyaluronic acid. And then research suggests that this particular branded type of hyaluronic acid called Mobility supports synovial fluid by improving hyaluronic acid concentration. So just, again, pulling more hyaluronic acid into joint space by reducing the expression of degradation factors in synovial fluid. So basically helping to slow down, if you will, that degradation process, which I just find fascinating about that. And then the third ingredient that I want to look at today is Tendaxion, if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. It's a combination of mucopolysaccharides and type 1 collagen. It provides support to tendons, ligaments, fascia, skin, and bones. And studies have shown effectiveness in epicondyle tendons, Achilles tendon, and plantar fascia. So it looks at tennis elbow, right? It looks at the ankles and so forth. And that can be helpful from a structural standpoint to really help build up integrity. I think we should just take a quick minute and realize that collagen has certain structure and support benefits that I think are often overlooked. So the molecular structure and organization of the collagen fibers are key determinants in the ability of connective tissue to endure mechanical force. There's a lot of words there, but just know that it's kind of like building a house or anything else that needs a lot of structure. It's how is that put together? What do the actual building blocks look like? I think is really important to understand that we want to make sure that we have a solid foundation, something that has a lot of integrity to it, even from the start. And so keep that in mind, that just putting this collagen together is a very systematic, organized way in the body, right? The proper organization of collagen fibers is important for self-repair so that we can better repair ourselves. And mucopolysaccharides help collagen with structural integrity, collagen lubrication, and collagen spacing. So even just having these different proteins set up in the right organizational fashion is important to understand. So, yeah. Now we do have a product here that we just started to sell called Ultra Collagen, and as I said in my last video, I'm trying to curate products that have studies behind them that show their effectiveness. So here's something called Ultra Collagen. It's got that Fortigel, that patented hydrolyzed gelatin. It's got Tendaxion, which is again that connective tissue blend of mucopolysaccharides and type 1 collagen. And then it has Mobility, which is that basic source of hyaluronic acid that helps to bring that again, I'll say this, the sponginess back to joint tissue, or as that possibility. So, and again, here are my references. I hope if you want to delve more into collagen and the studies behind these patented products, you've got the references there for you. If you are interested in looking at the products here on the shelf, those are our hours here of the pharmacy. If you want to give us a call, please do so. There's myself and 3 other pharmacists here on any given day. So, and then we do have our new online store, the mdcustomrx.shop. So if you're interested in purchasing any of our nutritional supplements, I encourage you to take a look there. So just some quick final thoughts on collagen that I mentioned at the early part of this video that we'd go through. Make sure you have proper digestive function. If you are on an antacid like a PPI or some type of chronic medication for acid reflux or any type of other GI issue that is basically suppressing stomach acid, again, I would strongly encourage you to talk to your provider as an alternative for that, if that's possible for you. And if not, then we might have to think of other creative ways to improve your protein digestion, or start looking at supplementation that, right, what's the next size down from protein is amino acids. So maybe you've got to get something that's pre-digested or in smaller particle size that you can actually absorb. And I do feel that ultra collagen that we have here now available, again, might be an alternative for you to consider trying. Move intelligently. So what do I mean by that? Pete Mueller, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel up here in just a moment. But he has really taught me. He is a physical trainer that I just have admiration for. He basically teaches you how to move intelligently at any stage of life. So go see somebody that can. I'm not by any means a physical therapist or anything to the like, so or an exercise physiologist either. But I really highly respect Pete Mueller, and he can teach you how to move heavy things, again, without hurting yourself. Blocking joint pain might not be the best answer. So that is, what am I getting at with that point? Is that maybe taking turmeric, something natural, right, for inflammation, or even taking an over-the-counter anti-inflammatory like ibuprofen I mentioned earlier, right? We're just masking the pain. Are we really fixing anything? Of course, we're not fixing anything, especially if it's joint pain. We all know this, right? If you keep, taking ibuprofen, it's not going to repair broken cartilage or things to that. And we all know that. So my point here is that, okay, yeah, we take the anti-inflammatory, get the inflammation down, but don't just stop there. Look at rebuilding that tissue that has been damaged, so that, again, you can get full recovery and get to the, again, root cause, right? Instead of continually taking an anti-inflammatory for arthritis pain or joint pain or arthritis pain due to injury, let's maybe look at or consider taking a collagen supplement to kind of get things repaired the way it needs to. And then rest and repair. Obviously, sleeping well at night, of course, allowing the body and those fibroblasts to produce the collagen that it needs, right? The body is intelligently designed. We are intelligently designed creatures, but we need to rest at night and sleep well to repair, to get these cells activated, right? While we're sleeping, a lot of our cells are awake, cleaning house and so forth. And I imagine those, and I don't know the circadian rhythm of those fibroblasts, but I would imagine they're working at night, repairing tissue and so forth. So keep that in mind. I hope you found value in today's content. As I mentioned in the last video, over 90% of those watching our videos are not subscribed yet. So we're trying to get to that 100,000 subscribers. So the point there is to share information about, again, basic things that we could be doing to maximize our physiology to really help you live an optimal life, right? So we all heard this before too, that we're alive, we're living longer, but are we really alive? Are we really doing things that we enjoy doing, that we're maximizing our time here on life, which we all know is very, very short, and the time keeps going faster and faster for me. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope you found value. And I will see you next time.